Prophet's Diary, dated 10th June 2024 at 12 a.m. in my sitting room while marveling at the death of Jesus. Matter, names, fame and transitions. Note, after prophecy number 2, pray heavily for the Democratic Republic of Congo. I saw angels join hands against one big angel of darkness that held a weapon of war and destruction. On Monday 27th, rebels from the Congolese M23 movement said they entered the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, city of Goma, and took control.
M23 rebels in the Democratic Republic of Congo say that they have captured the eastern city of Goma after days of heavy fighting with government forces and UN peacekeepers. The M23 militia is backed by neighboring Rwanda, and the United Nations has warned of a major humanitarian crisis. Thousands of civilians have already fled across the border into Rwanda. There are reports that troops from the two neighboring countries have been fighting at each other or firing at each other across the border. Goma is the biggest city in eastern Congo, home to around 1.7 million residents as well as displaced people.
Fighting between Congolese forces and the M23 armed rebel group has intensified in the east, with the rebels pressing on with their relentless offensive that is bringing the city of Goma to the brink.
Sitting on the border with Rwanda and the shores of Lake Kivu, Goma is a vital trading transport hub, home to more than 1 million people and within reach of mining towns supplying metals and minerals in high demand such as gold, tin and coltan. The rebels say they now control the city, but the Congolese government says its troops still hold some key locations. Heavy artillery and gunfire has been heard in the city throughout the day. The M23 are ethnic Tutsis who say they needed to take up arms to protect the rights of the minority group. Al Jazeera also posted news with the headline, Declaration of War. M23 rebels claim seizing key Democratic Republic Congo city of Goma. Their DRC spokesman confirms the presence of Rwandan army in Goma and says Kinshasa is working to avoid carnage. Gunfire rang out across parts of Goma, the largest city in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, hours after the Rwanda-backed M23 rebels said they had seized it despite the UN Nations Security Council calling for an end to the offensive. The news comes as reports emerge that DRC and Rwandan troops have also exchanged fire on Monday along their shared border, risking a rapid escalation of the conflict amid the advance of the M23 fighters. In a statement posted on X, DRC government spokesman Patrick Muyaya confirmed the presence of Rwandan army in Goma. The government continues to work to avoid the carnage and loss of human life in the view of the manifest intentions of Rwanda, he said, telling residents to stay home and refrain from carrying out vandalism and looting. Earlier on Monday, M23 announced the capture of Goma, which the DRC government described as a declaration of war by Rwanda. The UN said the capture has caused massive panic among Goma's 2 million residents. The M23 claim came minutes before the 48-hour deadline it had given to Congolese troops to surrender their weapons expired. Its fighters also urged Goma residents to remain calm and for members of the DRC military to assemble at the Central Stadium. The battle for the key city is the latest chapter of fighting in the eastern DRC, a volatile area that has struggled with regional rivalries, ethnic disputes, and armed militia conflicts for more than 3 decades, triggering one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Furious over the M23 advance on Goma, DRC cut ties with Rwanda on Saturday and called for the UN sanctions on its neighbors. As highlighted in the diary by the man of God, he said, pray heavily for DRC. I saw angels join hands against one big angel of darkness that held a weapon of war and destruction. Following the failed coup d'etat last year in May 2024, this declaration of war by the M23 rebels after seizing key Democratic Republic city of Goma has continued to escalate conflict, increase the numbers of displaced peoples as thousands were seen fleeing their homes in search of safety and protection. As the Democratic Republic of Congo stands at the crossroads of hope and uncertainty, we remember that the power to shape its future is in the power of prayer and supplication. As we've been told by the Prophet's diary to pray heavily for DRC against an angel of darkness that had a weapon of war and destruction, we ask and we pray that God hears the voices of the people of Congo and He sends salvation to them. God bless the people of Congo.